everyone, welcome back to the studio. If you're new here, my name is Sarika and I make videos about journaling, planning, art, and stationery. So if that's something you're interested in, you can pull out whatever you're working on and join me while we work together, or whatever you want to do. These videos are just really casual. I am just gonna talk about whatever. And I think in today's video, I'll just kind of catch up since it's been so long. But first, let me talk about what I'm doing today. So this is the Traveler's Notebook. I have the brown regular sized one. I've had this one for 7 years now, and it's the only regular sized one I have. The notebook is a sketch insert, I believe, from the Traveler's Company. They make a watercolor one and then a regular sketch one. And I know the cover says sketchbook, but I'm not going to really be sketching inside of it. I'm just going to collage my art into it. And I've got several little paintings that I've done over the past several weeks. So a lot of botanicals, flowers, and a little landscape painting. And the little pieces of paper I got a lot of questions about ever since I posted the short videos of them. They are actually Arch's cold pressed watercolor paper. And I have a pad of 9 by 12 inch paper, and I just cut them down so that they're small sizes. I also round the corners with a hole punch, or not a hole punch, a corner punch, I guess. And I am able to make a pad of paper last for a very long time in this way. It's quite expensive, at least for my budget, so I just want to make a lot of different little paintings instead of making like 12 big paintings, Sorry, I just had to drink a little bit of tea here. My throat gets kind of dry when I talk for a long period of time. So the flowers and the leaves and the branches, those are all on watercolor paper. And I used pencil first, and then I filled it in with watercolor. The little landscape painting is on a different type of paper, but I don't remember what it is. It's quite thick, and I used gouache, I believe. I think it's Arteza gouache and something else. But, and the watercolors were the Kuretake palette for some of it, I think. And then there was also the Prima Marketing Decadent Pies watercolor palette. I think that's all the supplies. You can also find most of the supplies I use in the video description. But a lot of the things like ephemera and stickers and stuff, sometimes I buy them and then the links don't work anymore because they like move or they just don't produce it anymore. So kind of just be aware of that. I think that's just the nature of those things. And I also make several of them myself. So like the little labels and the envelope, I crafted those myself. All right. The glue stick that I'm using is the Kokoyo glue stick, and it's actually dried out because I have not been using any of my supplies for such a long time. So you can see that it looks crystallized almost, and I really tried to make it work, but by the end of this video you'll see that I had to switch to using PVA, which actually I think is better for my journal anyway because it's archival, and I'm not sure if this one is archival. I'll look it up and put it in the description later if it isn't, but yeah, I need a new glue stick, or maybe I'll just stick to using the PVA. And I've abandoned my art supplies for such a long time, like basically this whole time I've been off of YouTube, because like I've just had no motivation to create or do anything. It was kind of a really dark and depressive time, and I'm able to talk about it now, but I'm gonna keep it pretty general and vague because I don't want to like dump out all my struggles on my YouTube channel, you know? And I'm glad I'm back because during that time I wasn't able to find any ounce of interest in all the things I used to love. And I think that's just the nature of depression. Like, if you're depressed, you barely have any energy to do anything. And I was like on autopilot. What else happened over the past 10 months? Oh yeah, I was pretty busy being a mom, you know, I have 2 kids. And that was part of it, but I really do think that it was a mental block that was keeping me from making content and doing the things that I wanted to do, or that part of me wanted to do. Another thing about depression is that it makes me want to isolate myself, both in person and online. So I wasn't posting on my public channels like Serica Studio, but I also wasn't doing anything on my private social media. I actually deleted a lot of them. I just felt like sick and tired of being on social media in any way, shape, or form. And I think that was just my depression making me self-isolate, which is a bad thing because then it creates this feedback loop where I just get more depressed the more isolated I am. I am an extrovert, I think. So this is really bad. I know even if you're an introvert, you still need social interaction in order to maintain a healthy mindset. As human beings, we are social creatures, so we need that. And I'm really glad to be out of that and be able to connect with people again and share. But I really needed that time to process a lot of things. So I'm glad to be back. I really just want to be consistent and have a routine again, and to be able to share my art with you and share all of my journaling and just revel in stationery together. Like, it's planner season. I don't want to miss that, you know? So I'm back, and I've got a lot of plans for future things. One of the things I wanted to share was like my DIY planner that I did. It's not quite a bullet journal. I printed out some pages. I'm really excited about it. And I also wanted to share like my journaling practice with you. It's changed a little bit since I last made a video about it. So that's all very good and exciting. And in today's video, I wanted to share the mostly unedited collaging process with you because I really enjoy watching people do their collaging without the very curated and perfectly selected cuts that they make. Like, I feel like when you see the people making decisions and kind of looking at their thought process to making a collage, it shows a lot of behind the scenes and how much thought goes into making a journal spread. I think it's cool. And I know a lot of people want those longer videos. I have actually been watching a lot of longer videos as well on YouTube just while I work on my spreads. And yeah, I appreciate it. It's just that sometimes I run out of things to say or my throat gets really dry. But I think one of the things I can do in order to keep up with making voiceovers is just letting go of perfectionism. So keeping all of the parts where I'm thinking out loud or trying to figure out the next thing I'm gonna say. I think I'll just keep all of that just so that the vibes can be casual, and that way I can actually get some videos out. Because let's be honest, if I let my perfectionism or my inner critic run the show, I would never share anything because nothing would ever be good enough for her in order for me to put it out. So even though I might listen back to this voiceover and think, oh wow, like I'm really fumbling over a lot of my words, I'm just gonna accept it because that's just who I am. I'm not a perfect person, and I really don't have the best like train of thought. Like I don't know, my mind wanders, and so do my words. Like I'll start a sentence and have no idea where it's going to end up. My husband says, like, you opened your mouth without thinking of something to say, didn't you? He'll say that to me on occasion. So that's what this voiceover is gonna be like. I think I used to be very, very concerned with how polished my videos were gonna be. Like I would take out all the parts where I was unsure of where to stick something and just keep like the perfect cuts. And with my voiceovers, I tried to read right off of a script, but honestly, at this stage in my life, I don't think I have the energy for that anymore. I just want to get the videos done and out there and move on to doing more spreads, because I used to have a backlog of videos that I never even shared, like footage that I have since deleted because I wasn't able to like be satisfied with a voiceover or like the way I edited. And so I think that's kind of a shame, because I if I had to choose now, I think I would choose having just an imperfect video be put out there versus like a polished video every month or so. And that is what I'm gonna promise now, is more imperfect but more videos in general. So yeah, this has been kind of a meandering voiceover. I think it's a lot easier if I think about a voiceover as talking to a very quiet friend, and that is what I'm gonna do. By the way, this is my new format of sticker sheet over here. I am trying to keep it simple, so yeah, I'm working on stocking some more stickers. I changed to sticker paper types from inkjet to laserjet, so it's like waterproof now, or water resistant. I'm really excited about that because it's really hot where I am in the country. I'm in the northeast part of the United States, and it's like really humid and hot, and sometimes my hands are sweaty and I smear things, and it's not fun. So I'm really glad that I switched sticker paper to something that is water resistant right out of the printer. And the inkjet printers that I previously had, I'm going to phase out. So that's really exciting for me anyway, because they fit my needs. Yeah, sorry if that was too much information, but yeah, it's hot. People sweat. Like, what are you gonna do? What else is going on? Oh yeah, I've been really busy for the past 10 months, not just with trying to work on my mental health, but just being a mom. And it probably had something to do with my mental health, of course. But mostly it was my, it's mostly me. I can't believe my kids. Yeah, they're awesome. They're so great. They're in school right now, so that's why I have more time to do things as well. Part of me wanted to just like not talk about my mental health at all and just be like, oh, I was really busy being a mom. But let's be real, like, I was doing stuff even when I had kids before, and it wasn't until I had like a mental health breakthrough or realization, it wasn't until then that I stopped doing art and making content. So, and some of the things that really helped me to pull myself out of this depression was doing parts work, or the official name is Internal Family Systems, or IFS. And I might make a whole separate video on how I do parts work in my journal, so that's very relevant to the content that I make. But doing parts work and really like processing my emotions in that context has helped me tremendously. And I've been to therapy, different therapists, and I've been on medication, but doing parts work has helped me so much with my most recent depression that, I just have to mention it. If you've heard of like healing your inner child or shadow work, like having a shadow journal and like working on your trauma in those ways. This is a little bit similar to that, and I picked up the book after coming across what IFS was on YouTube. So that is seriously what has allowed me to regulate my nervous system, regulate my emotions, and be able to enjoy my life a little bit more. But I'm not, a professional or anything. I'm very like hesitant. It's also like I can't wait until I'm fully healed in order to share what is currently working or what I'm currently processing. So I'm showing up imperfectly, but I hope if it helps someone, or if it puts someone on that path to healing their mental health, then I think that'll be worth it. It'll be worth like being vulnerable on the internet. I think I'm entering this new phase where I've done a lot of this work of tapping into the emotions that I've locked away for a really long time, emotions that I was really scared of because they were so overwhelming, and it was just such a dark time. But now I'm realizing that I can't just be doing all of that hard emotional work. I also have to delight and take joy in life as well. I can do that at the same time, and that has really reinvigorated my desire to be creative again. And that's why I'm making art, I'm painting, I'm journaling, I'm making ideas for future videos. Like I'm reading, I'm playing games again, like video games, and it's kind of like really, in a weird way, I'm like looking at the world with new eyes. My depression has dampened my senses for a very long time, and by allowing myself to feel the emotions that my depression was dampening, I opened myself up to more of a range of emotions, including joy and curiosity. I hope that makes sense, and it's very, very hopeful, because I haven't felt like this in a very long time. Okay, that was really emotional, and I just kind of want to switch gears to being unserious again. The next part of the video, I'm like ripping washi tape off, and I'm dripping glue onto my painting and wiping it away, and then part of it smears off, and like I wipe my painting with my shirt. It's so chaotic, and I love it. Yeah, I guess I'll end the video by just expressing like how grateful I am for the journaling community, and also for you, especially if you made it all the way to this point in the video. I know it was very emotional, and I talked about my struggles, and I know some people like are not here for that. So if you made it to the end, like, you're a real one. I just love the journaling community so much. I wish that I could do the planner meetups. I've been kind of seeing other people's posts about like the Planner Con and the SF Pen Show and things like that, and it's just so exciting. Or even when people post about their smaller meetups, like when they go to a cafe and then they journal together and then they take a picture of their big stack of journals together at the end. I just get like such FOMO when I see your pictures. Like, I was just lamenting the fact that I don't live in the Philippines or like in Asia or even like California, where planner meetups are more common. Like, I live on the East Coast, and I don't know if there's probably a lot of people who do planner meetups. I'm also like so exhausted from motherhood that I don't know if I could do that, but I think maybe someday I definitely want to do a planner meetup. Like, that's on my bucket list. Anyways, I'm a little bit unsure of what to do next. So I think that was a pretty good way to end the video, especially as I'm dripping glue everywhere. This is PVA. It's kind of runny. It's like a bookbinder's glue. So yeah, thank you so much for being here. I also used to end all my videos with like happy journaling, but now that I think about it, I'm often talking about emotions that are not happiness, so maybe I should change that. I don't know, let me know what you think. I kind of want to rebrand like everything. Yeah, so like how do I end the video if I don't say happy journaling? Well, let's keep it casual. I'll see y'all later. Bye.